Welcome to Season 3 of The Voice Behind the Mask. This is Episode 6, The Forgotten Ones. Some names are carved in marble, others erased in dust. Both had blood in their veins. We honor the monuments, we read the textbooks, we visit the museums. We remember the victors, the heroes, the ones whose stories were convenient, whose deaths could be contained within a date, a page, a plaque. But for every name etched in stone, there are thousands, no millions, wiped away, buried under bureaucracy, neglected by power, forgotten by those who could have spoken for them. The child lost in a refugee camp, whose laughter is now a memory no one heard. The journalist disappeared after asking too many questions, her words shredded by censorship. The worker crushed under the weight of a collapsed building because regulations were postponed for profit. The protester silenced in the street while cameras looked the other way. The prisoner who died quietly in a cell, his death never reported, his family left to guess. History is cruel, not just because of what it records, but because of what it erases. The record of suffering is incomplete, fragmented, and curated. Governments, corporations, armies, empires, they decide who matters, they decide who is seen, they decide which blood counts and which can be swept into the dust. Yet even erased names leave traces. A photograph tucked away in an archive, a whispered memory in a village, a faded scar on a mother's hand. These traces are fragile, but they are evidence. Evidence that someone existed. Evidence that someone suffered. Evidence that someone resisted. We tell the stories of the forgotten not because it is convenient, not because it is safe, but because it is necessary. Because memory itself is a weapon against tyranny. Forgetting is what allows power to repeat itself, to repackage injustice, to sell silence as peace. Wars leave more than rubble. They leave holes in our collective conscience. The bombs that fell on a city are catalogued, the families that vanished are footnotes. The treaties are signed, the victors shake hands, and the rest are forgotten. We have grown accustomed to forgetting, because it is easier than confronting the full weight of human cruelty. And yet every erased name carries a story. Every forgotten face carried dreams, laughter, and fear. Every life that went unnoticed is a mirror of our own vulnerability, a reminder that empathy is selective only when we allow it to be. The power that erases does so with precision. A missing report here, a classified stamp there, a news cycle that moves too fast to notice one more tragedy. They do not intend for you to remember. They do not intend for you to care. And in that void they thrive. But there is defiance in remembrance. To speak a name aloud is to resist the erasure. To record a story is to carve a line in dust before it is blown away. To bear witness is to declare that even if the world forgets, you will not. Some names may never be written on monuments. Some blood will never stain the history books. But the act of remembering, the act of speaking, keeps them alive. It refuses to let injustice vanish into silence. It refuses to let suffering be optional, unseen, or denied. And so I ask you, when you hear the quiet stories, when you notice the absence, when you sense the weight of what has been lost, will you speak for them? Will you give voice to the names carved in dust? Will you honor the forgotten as fiercely as you honor the famous, the powerful, the victorious? Because memory is not mercy. Memory is resistance. Memory is the shadow of justice when justice has turned away. And the forgotten, they wait. Masks fade, but the echo of a free voice endures.